In this daily drop, I'm going to talk about the solution I settled on, at least for now, to mark up and annotate images and videos that I'm going to be talking about in future live streams. So let's go. All right, everyone, here we are, episode 101. We are officially now in triple digits for the daily drop and getting into the month of January in 2024. I'm here in the barn on a Sunday for Monday's episode, and one of the things I've been trying to figure out is a straightforward way for me to be able to bring up images, video files, and mark them up, talk about them on future live streams. And this really came about because of a comment I had from a viewer over the holidays. I had posted 3 earlier episodes, legacy content of things that I had done. And one of them was this episode I had shot in a room that I did a workshop in a long time ago that was lovingly called the 70s Lounge or the 70s Room. And the person making the comment, DJ Suckertash, thank you for watching, asked if we could discuss that shoot or that episode and talk a little bit about how things might have been done differently for me now that I'm looking at it with fresh eyes, or maybe if it was part of an actual production. So I started to do some research. I got some feedback from viewers in terms of apps I could use for that. And one of them, Alan, thank you very much, was something called Video Pencil. I've actually had this app for quite some time. I just didn't realize I did. So I did an update of the app and got everything hooked up. And it's pretty powerful in terms of what it can do. You can use virtual cameras. You can go through Ecamm Live. You can go from there into things like Zoom. And that's all stuff that's great, but really isn't what I want to do. I basically want to be able to use the screen that is here on my iPad, feed it through an adapter over HDMI, and put that into something like the A10 Mini or A10 Mini Pro, and just use it basically as a video input. That way, when I switch between cameras, A, which is here, B, which is the overhead shot that you're seeing right here, and now input 3, which would be this device or a phone or whatever it was, when I switch to that, you're going to actually see the entire desktop over a live stream and any apps that I'm actually using. And right now, in order to do that, I'm actually using QuickTime Player to record that to a 4K monitor so I can edit this in. But normally that would just become another camera angle. And then I could go ahead and show you the overhead shot. Here's Video Pencil. I'm selecting it. And then I would switch over to the full screen. And the reason you're not seeing anything on the full screen is because the way Video Pencil works is it gives you a clean output. I haven't figured out a way to push the UI to what you're seeing except for using an overhead shot like this. What I have to do is I have to either pick one of the cameras in the device I'm in, or I have to pick images or video files that are assets that I can use and actually show in a live stream. And then what I can do is I can use all of these tools right here to annotate and mark up what's being used. So I can change the color of the actual pencil that I'm using here. I can change basically how thick or thin the stroke is on that. And I could use something like the Photos app and go in and each time basically mark up those images, but this is a little bit cleaner. And if I go over up here and I can use the pencil or I can just use my finger here, I actually have some images that are preloaded. One thing I wish I could do with Video Pencil is create a bank of images that I could just flip through. So that way I can go from one to the other. But here's this wide shot here from the 70s Lounge. And this is basically what you'd be looking at. If I go to 3 here in a live stream, you'd basically be looking at a full screen version of that. But in the app itself, what we want to do is we want to be able to mark things up. So if I said, let's concentrate on this area right here, then you would be seeing that as a clean output. And I could say, well, we've got this lamp that's right here, and maybe I want to move some things that are over here, and I could change the color so that I could put some emphasis on something else. Maybe I'd say over here, I want to concentrate on that. Obviously, there's levels of undo here, or I can clear the drawing entirely, but you get the basic idea in terms of what you can do. Now, when I close the picture, instead of being able to swipe to another picture, I basically have to go in and choose another image or video file to start to work with. So what I could do is take this wide here that I pulled down from Road to Perdition, which is from Shot Deck, from my subscription there. And you'd be seeing this wide shot. We could have a discussion about the lighting that is coming down. Again, just use either my finger, or I could use this pencil here, and we could talk about the motivation of where the light is coming from. And then I could clear that, close that up, and say, let's go into a closer shot of that. And then we can start to talk about how the lighting is changing here and some of the things that are happening as we start to get into the close-up shot. So I think all in all, it will be very useful to use Video Pencil. I'm going to do a little bit more research to see if there's something that I can load up a whole bunch of images and just swipe between them, or video files, and then be able to do that. I can use video in Video Pencil, but I just feel like it's a little bit clunky. So there's probably ways to do this in a more efficient way for what I'm trying to accomplish. Right now, I think this is going to work out very well. I will use this for the next live stream that I'm doing, but I still want to dig a little bit. I want to go down this rabbit hole a little bit more, but I'll put links to everything. Really, it's mainly Video Pencil. And if you have any more input, especially related to being able to just create a set of images or video files or combinations of those and swipe through them, that would be great. Of course, I can load these things into Ecamm, but then it's the connection between the iPad and that. I know it can be done. It may be the more efficient way. I'm going to go with this for now. But that's what this is all about, figuring things out as you go along anyway. Don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.